Hello. Oh, we're a little bit lopsided. Give me a second. That's better. Good morning, Facebook. It's been a little while since I've been on, but I'm back. Hey, Louise. Congratulations too on your shift. Sounds like life's going to get a whole lot easier for you very, very quickly. Alrighty, I'm going to get straight into the content. I've just been live in my the Rise Challenge group, and we're delivering content at the moment about creating programs, and I got on a bit of a tangent about something, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a really good topic to talk about on Facebook Live. And so here I am. So today, what I want to talk to you about is knowing your value and creating boundaries and making sure that you're creating them accordingly. So what I was talking about in the group is that as we go through this process at the moment of setting up the different offerings that people have, it's knowing where things start and where they end. And so for you guys, you know, if you're offering something, and it's something that you love to do, and it's something that you've probably been doing for free for a long time, it's really difficult to make that switch from giving, you know, just doing something you love for the sake of doing it and having coffee with people and having a chat about things and just giving your information away for free. It's very difficult to move from that place to actually moving into charging for it without feeling really guilty about it. But the thing is, that's your zone of genius. If you could do it all day, effortlessly, easily, and it feels good to you, then there's a good chance that it's very valuable information, but it's also your zone of genius more than likely. And it does feel really uncomfortable for us to want to charge for that stuff. But here's the thing. If you've got a series of programs or a funnel, let's talk about funnels, for example. So, you know, we have our free content. I give away a lot of free content, less at the moment than I have for a little while I focus on Rise, but I've given away free content a lot. And I feel really good about that. And if anybody wants anything from me without paying a cent, there is plenty of information for them to go to my blog, watch my Facebook Lives, download my freebies, all that sort of stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And then from there, there's a next level thing that people pay for. And usually it's going to be something less expensive. It might be, for example, one of the challenges that I run in Facebook, like it might be a 5-day boot camp around something. That is a low-level, entry-level product as far as my business goes. And so if somebody signs up for a group and they pay, say, $197 or something like that to be a part of a 5-day boot camp, I know very clearly what that includes and what it doesn't, and I articulate that really clearly on my sales page. So there's no one-on-one coaching. I'm not going to go through, unless it's a higher end program, more expensive program, I'm not going to go through everybody's content and make sure everything's perfect. That's their job. I'm just leading the way. And then if somebody coaches with me or buys one of my bigger packages, I'm all in. You know, I'm looking at everything. I'm doing everything that I can, overseeing everything, offering as much support as I can. And that's the difference, right? So, but I know what's valuable and what isn't. Often I'll have people message me with things like, hey, I've just created my sales page. Do you mind having a look over it and just checking that it's right? And it would be easy for me to do that. It would feel good to do that. But at the end of the day, that's how I make my money. So I'd be saying to those people, you know, I'm really glad you've got that sales page done. That's fantastic. But I reserve that sort of stuff for my paying clients only. So if you want to, you know, work with me, here's my page, and you can go and have a look at my packages and see if one of those fit. And I'm happy to chat with you about that. But if not, then I'm afraid this is not something that I do for free. I feel okay about that. You know, I know that if I were to spend time going through somebody's sales page, I know that I'm going to be able to pick out a million different things that are going to make it better and make that sales page convert better. And so for me, that's a really valuable skill. There's value in that. People need to pay for that. That's not something that I give away for free. However, if somebody's in a coaching program with me, I'm all over that stuff. You know, that's part of just what I do. But there would be no point in me charging a high-end price and working with high-end clients if I gave that stuff away for free every minute of every day. So don't do it. You're not going to feel good about it. You're not going to make any money because people are going to be so excited about the stuff that you're doing for them for free just because they ask, that there is no point in them investing further with you. So know whatever level offering you have, know where it starts and know where it ends. Know exactly what value you plan to bring to the party. Know what you're willing to do for the money that they're investing, and then be really prepared to say no a lot of the time, because people will overstep the mark often. Sometimes they don't realize they're doing it. They built such a good rapport with you that they feel like they can ask, and that's fine. It's just a miscommunication, or somebody hasn't realized that, they've overstepped. And it's just a matter of politely saying, this is something that people pay for, or this is something that my paid clients receive from me, but it's not something that I give away for free. And it's as simple as that. Feel really good about that, feel really strong about that, and then go from there. But know your value, know what those boundaries are. I know very clearly what's a hell no and what's a hell yes, because I know my value. I know what I would include and what I wouldn't. Hey Kristen, how are you? And sometimes someone might buy something from you and then feel like it's a never-ending pot that they can keep dipping back into. And if you have set that expectation, even unwittingly, it's a really uncomfortable place to be. So, you were meant to hear it, Kristen. But it's if you know your boundaries, also think about it from the other person's perspective. Are you doing them a favor by allowing them to just get information for free without investing? Because we know when people invest and they really step up, that's when they have a breakthrough. It's that line in the sand. I'm investing in this, I'm elevating, I'm stepping up. And that is where the magic happens. Just half-assing it and playing around and trying to get free information is an amateur's game. At the end of the day, it is an amateur's game. So if you're there trying to get free information from people without investing, know that it's time for you to really recognize the fact that you need to step up and level up. And if it's not that time, that's fine, but research and don't use up people's valuable time because you're not ready to invest yet. And that sounds pretty harsh, but from the other side of it, and working with clients all the time as well, they are, preyed upon is not the word, imposed upon, I guess. I don't struggle, it's annoying, yeah. I know many people feel imposed upon, and they feel like, oh, it's so awkward, I don't know how to say no. And I always think, well, did that person consider your feelings or value your time before they started asking 27 million questions and want content for free, or want information or advice for free? There's a time and a place for that stuff. It's in your free content. If you offer a free strategy session, and that is the time for it. But don't allow yourself to be open to people just borrowing your time without investing. And as I say, look at it from your perspective, and also look at it from their perspective. What value are you adding by giving them free content without really drawing a line in the sand and saying it's time to step up and start investing, because that is where the magic happens. I've invested probably over $100,000 in way more in coaching and programs and stuff like that. The knowledge that I have between these little ears right now came from massive investments. And anytime I've had a massive up level, it's because I've invested and I've stepped up another level. They sometimes don't know you're not clear. Yes. So where was I going with that? I've got to stop reading comments and doing that because I always get confused. So all of the growth that I've had, much of the growth that I've had, the big leaps anyway, have been when I've drawn a line in the sand, made a big investment, and then, that is where the magic happens. And if you continue to service people for free because they're not willing to invest, then it's keeping you stuck, and it's also keeping them stuck. And you don't want to do that. Don't perpetuate that cycle. We need people to elevate. We need people to be serious. And, this is a slight tangent, but right now in social media, the market is flooded. It's flooded with coaches, it's flooded with everything, and we're fatigued. We're kind of over it. And knowing yourself and what your value is and not being part of the noise, and instead just stepping out and being unique and standing for what you believe in has never been more important. And the thing is, it's getting more difficult. It's more difficult. Like, I've got 4 people on this call. I used to have like 20, 30, something like that. It's more difficult for that to cut through in that space. But the thing is, you've got to hang in there, and you've got to stand your ground, and you've got to stay true to what it is that you believe in. And the people that are not up-leveling, the people that aren't taking things seriously, the people that aren't willing to invest, the people that are chasing freebies, they are going to fall away, because there's not going to be room for that. The serious people are going to be the ones standing. So have a look around you. You know, I've been online since 2006. This is not my first rodeo. You know, I've been here since 2006. Before that, I think. And I'm still here, and I'll continue to stay here, and I'll be here, and I'll be here, and I'll be here, because I'll continue to invest time, energy, money in making sure that I elevate, and I keep drawing a line in the sand. So what is my, what's next for me? You know, I'm going through a big rebrand, thinking about what I'm going to be offering next. Rise is incredible, and I'm doing some great work there, really enjoying that. But I still want to have a play under my own brand. So I'm having a bit of a play with that. So I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to come forward with my next level sometime very, very soon. And I'll outlast anybody, because I'm willing to invest, I'm willing to take risks, and I'm willing to just stay the path. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do as well. It might feel really tough right now, because it freaking is. It's much tougher, much, much, much tougher. And that's why I'm loving Rise. We fill a room, go and speak in front of an audience, and the ones that love us are going to be there. It's a different approach to what I've been doing, which is all about Facebook marketing, doing lots of free content, blogging, all that sort of stuff. It's different, it's refreshing, it's me zigging and zagging when I've needed to, just to step out of it for a little while, because like everybody else, I'm fatigued. I'm sick of the news feed. I'm fed up with all the crap. I'm fed up with all of the wannabes. I'm fed up with all of the, over-promising and under-delivering. I'm fed up with the noise of it all, and I don't want to be a part of the noise. So I'm, spending my time just plotting my next phase of life. But as the whole point of what I've just been talking about is that I will still be here, and I'll be emerging as something, the next level of me, the newer, evolved version of what it is that I plan to do next. Which is not going to be a huge departure from what I do now, but it's just going to be, stepping more and more into me as I get older, as I know myself more, as I try things and do them for a little while, I'm able to work out, don't want to do that anymore. I think I want to do more of this, and I'm brave enough to continue to do it, and I want you to be too. So if what you're doing right now isn't working, know that it's not working for freaking 97% of the people out there. So you have to pivot. You have to think about, how can I do this differently? How can I do this so that I'm still relevant? I'm still ahead of the game. I'm still engaging my audience, and I still have something that people want to buy from me. And if you're doing it tough right now, as I say, everybody is. Thankfully, I have Rise on the side, and I still have a decent amount of passive income that comes in through the art of kicking ass elegantly. But I created that. I was one of the people that had success when when Facebook Live first came along and all those sorts of things. I've always been at the forefront, and I've always been there, grabbing it with both hands and leveraging the crap out of it. Just because I like to do it. I like things to be fresh. I like to learn new things. I like to take things to new places. And, I'm still there because of all those things. There are so many people. If you look around you, I bet you're one of the last people standing out of the people that you know in your group. How many people do you know have had to go get a job, or they've quit their business, or whatever it is, because it just got too hard? It is hard. It's never been harder than it is right now. And I'm not talking negatively. I am like the freaking positivity queen. I'm always optimistic, all that sort of stuff. But you can't, what does Tony Robbins say? You can't say there are no weeds in my garden. There are no weeds in my garden, and there are weeds everywhere, because those freaking weeds will overtake your garden. If what you're doing right now isn't working the way that it used to, you have to work out how you can still be relevant, how you can go next level, how you can think about what it is that you can do differently, or what's the next step from here that is different from what you've been doing, because that's what it's going to take. People are going to fall away. You're going to watch. You know, people that are spending $20 a day on Facebook advertising, once upon a time that may have cut it. These days, it ain't. When Katrina and I are filling our events, we spend between $500 and $1,000 a day to fill our events. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. And there aren't a lot of people who are willing to do that because they don't know their value and they don't have the confidence in their product. So, you know, something for you to ponder today is the stuff that I spoke about originally, which is, you know, really know your value and don't go giving shit away for free that people should pay for. By all means, free content, give as much free content as you want, but whatever it is that you're offering, if it's a lower end offering, know where it starts and where it ends. Don't let people pick your brains. Offer a framework for this stuff. So if you want to give a free strategy session, give that. And if people want to try and pick your brains, point them into that, you know, because then they know what they're going into. Make sure your boundaries are really strong. And then, you know, if you're feeling like you're in the struggle right now and you're feeling like, you know, it's harder to break through in your business, acknowledge the fact that it is. It is for everybody. And it's time to pivot. You know, some of the biggest names in the businesses are rebranding right now. They're changing tack. They're doing things much differently. And that's because they've been around the block a few times and they know it is time to shake shit up. It is time to do things differently. This ship is going down, so I need to work out how to do it differently. That is the sign, that is the sign of a good entrepreneur. That's the sign of a successful entrepreneur who is there for the long haul, who has seen it all before, who knows that, hey, it's time to fight. They roll up their sleeves, they work out how they're going to do it next, and then they get on with it. So something to ponder today. If what you're doing right now isn't working or it feels hard, work out how to do it differently. I'm not saying throw the baby out with the bathwater, but you have to think outside the square a little bit more. We can't just rely on, you know, spending a small amount on Facebook ads or all the stuff that has worked for us in the past. It's tougher, so you have to get tougher and you have to roll up your sleeves and you have to work out how you do that. That's it for today. I am going to get off. I've got, I started a podcast a little while ago and I did it really amateurishly because I just was like, I don't know if I really want to do this. I just want to have it play, and I loved it. So I'm actually spending some time today working out how to relaunch that podcast in a more professional kind of way with a little bit more structure around it, and I'm excited about it. So that's my day. Whatever you're doing today, have an incredible day, and I'll be back soon. Bye.